I'm Ginny Metheral, I'm a fourth generation witch. I'm back with my ever popular Almanac series looking at what witchcraft you can do on which day and why throughout the month of December. So as always with these videos, what I like to do is to give you a general overview of the witchcraft trends that you can do throughout the month of December. And then we'll move on to the nitty-gritty day-to-day detail. And a lot of you have been telling me you get your calendars out for this, so get your calendars out. Let's start with the witchcraft trends that you may practice throughout the month of December. December is the month of the Cailleach, that old hag of winter. She really comes into her own. Wherever she walks, she freezes the land. She tends to the deer and is a guardian to all the animals throughout winter, until the 1st of May, when she is turned into stone. So this is her high time. You know, the old crone of winter. It sounds so derogatory, doesn't it? But she was venerated. So the Cailleach is at her height at the moment. And in fact, our previous Anglo-Saxon forebears did know the month of December as Modra Monath, Mother's Month, and Yule was especially known as Mother's Night, Modra Nacht. If I've pronounced that right, I'm not sure I have. I'm not sure that my old Anglo-Saxon is up for scrutiny here. What this means is if you use deities in your practice, the deity that you would focus on at the moment is definitely the Cailleach, the old crone. I think she's wonderful, actually, and I think the word crone has such bad connotations. I don't like to use it, and I refuse to associate with those derogatory terms that crone has. So, no, maybe I'm happy with old woman, quite frankly. It is also the season for Herne the Hunter. Herne the Hunter is that antlered spirit or demigod of our forebears who now cruises through the land looking for lost souls. So do not go out at night, because Herne the Hunter takes those lost souls and we presume lays them to rest. You know, he is a good deity and not a sort of evil deity, although he was always associated with the devil by the Christian faith. However, he's not bad. He's here to make sure that those lost souls find their way home. December is also the month where you should go for a walk on our shores, because you might find some sea beans or Mary's beans or even a sea heart. These are the pods of varying Caribbean trees which have thrown themselves into the water and been blown and carried by the currents to our shores. But if you find one, they're really, really lucky. And in olden days, they would be tied around the necks of children because they bring luck and protection, or hung before doors. So if you find one, tie it up with some red thread and hang it above your door. As we reach the depths of winter, it is also the time to look for the robin and the wren. They both sing throughout the months of darkness. Lots of other birds, just shut up and go home because it's too cold, too wet, too snowy, so it's not worth singing about, is it? The robin and the wren will always grace our dark winter months with their song. If you have a robin in your garden, it is considered incredibly lucky. They are the most beautiful of our winter birds, and their breasts of red feathers are coming to full glory around this time. You should also look towards eating mince pies. Now, it's very important to eat 12 mince pies through the month of December, preferably over the Christmas-tide period, because this will bring you 12 months of good luck in the coming year. Mince pies, though, have their own particular traditions associated with them, so make sure you never cut a mince pie with a knife. You only cut it with your teeth, because if you cut it with your knife, you cut your luck. In fact, I bought my first batch today to have this evening for my pudding because they are so delicious. And I'm really looking forward to it, actually. I haven't had one for a year. As we approach this zenith of darkness, the death of the old year and the approach of the new, it is a time for a lot of superstitions and traditions, and one of which is hanging baubles. Now, the baubles that we hang on our Christmas tree are a direct grandchild of the witch's bauble, as I've got here. These were glass baubles or reflective baubles, often in red, green and blue, and often silver, and they were said to deter witches and evil spirits from the home. I think, personally, they're just rather beautiful, and so therefore I've got... Bye, Ivy. See you later. I have several. I smash several all the time as well, but now is the time for you to hang them up. I mean, it is quite exciting this time of year, isn't it? I love that frisson of excitement and delight that Christmas brings. It is an exciting time. And this is shown in the amount of archaeological evidence that we have showing that our forebears used to feast and make merry. And so for December, why don't you? So that is my overview. Now let's look at the nitty-gritty day-to-day detail of what witchcraft you can do when and why throughout the month of December. And of course, we're going to start with the first. This is apparently the meteorological start of winter. Not that I know what really that means. The 1st of December is also known as Mistletoe Day, which effectively means that you should go out and look for your mistletoe, but you don't cut it today. You just find it. I don't know why it's Mistletoe Day. That might be a modern tradition, but I'm going to leave it with you. So go and look for your mistletoe today. Don't cut it though. Don't touch it. Just look at it. I mean, mistletoe is great for Christmas because it wards off witches and evil spirits, and it brings great luck for the future year if you hang it in your home. The 4th of December is the night of the full moon. This is the 3rd super full moon of the year, and the last, obviously. This moon is known as the oak moon, the cold moon, and because it falls before the 21st of December, it is the moon before Yule. This moon is in Gemini and has been ruled by Mercury. Now, Mercury has just finished being retrograde. I think it was finished a few days before. I mean, thank goodness, because everything that could possibly have gone wrong, electrically and practically speaking, has gone wrong for us recently. And so I'm really hoping that this full moon will be a turnaround for everyone. The moon itself is in Gemini, as I said, and Gemini is all about pairing and bonding. So if there is any duality in your life or friction between two parties in work, in relationships, or in physical home matters, then this is the moon where you can sort these out. The 5th of December is St. Nicholas's Eve, and this is the traditional day for you to put up your Christmas tree. Some people say it's on Christmas Eve itself, but no. St. Nick was that wonderful saint who puts presents in children's shoes and walks around with a Krampus, and we don't celebrate St. Nick in the UK. We're more Father Christmas ourselves, the spirit of winter. And so you can tell me all about St. Nick in the comments below, actually, because I know very little. So if you know about him, let me know. The 4th of December is also a fabulous day to carry out that European tradition of cutting a branch of a blossom tree and bringing it into your home. If you put it in water and look after it and nurture it and change the water frequently and, keep it nice and warm, it should blossom by Christmas. And I am definitely going to do this one. The 5th of December is the day when you must rid your garden of snails, because if you rid your garden of snails, you will not be beset by them in the new year. When my kids were young, I used to pay them. Well, I did this once, actually. I said, will you go and collect all the snails that you can, and I'll pay you 50p a snail, or something like that. They came up with a bloody bucket. I had to take out a mortgage to fulfill my debt. It was expensive. The 9th of December is Robin's Day, a tribute to that beautiful red-breasted bird. It is today that if the robin finds any corpses lying around, then very charitably they will go and cover them with moss and leaves so that they aren't left out exposed to the world. And the robin always traditionally has been seen as male, and his consort, his wife, is always the Jenny Wren, who is female. The 10th of December is the day when you must make sure that your wood for the winter is all in and your stockpile is full. Because if you don't, you're just going to be cold, I presume. I'm always cold in the winter, so I will definitely be nagging Mr. Metheral about this one. The 12th of December is St. Lucy's Eve. I've no idea who St. Lucy is, but this is quite a sort of major day for traditions and superstitions. Now, if you should go to bed without eating supper, you will be beset by witches, and fairies will literally just fly you over the top of your house. So make sure you have a delicious dinner before you go to bed, because they can hear and get annoyed by, apparently, a rumbling tummy. It is also the day when you mustn't wake up any magpies. The magpies are getting a bit confused with these long nights drawing in at the moment, and therefore they might sleep in. And if you wake them up, They'll be so cross for you that as revenge, they will be your personal alarm clock for the sun rising every day from now on, whether you would like this or not. The 13th of December is St. Lucy's Day itself and a weather law day. If it is bright and sunny on this day, then your Christmas day will be snowy. So it'll be white Christmas. So watch out for today. It is also the day where if you suffer with eye problems, you can have relief from sore eyes. So the recommended herbs that you should use are celandine, eyebright, rose and fennel. So use a mixture of those, bathe your eyes and you'll be able to see. I mean, I suffer from terrible eyesight. I can't see a thing, I'm so blind. I have to wear very, very thick glasses at all times so that I can see anything. And so I might have a go with the eyebright and rose. The 13th is the night of the Gemini meteor showers. And what do you do if you see a shooting star? Well, of course, you make a wish. Tonight is the night to go out and look for them. Remember, wish magic is inherently selfish. You should only ever wish for yourself, never for another. So try this tonight. The 20th of December is the night of the new moon. This new moon is on the cusp of the end of the year when the sun dies, and so it's particularly potent. It's in Sagittarius, and astrologers believe that each new moon takes on the attributes of the zodiac sign it appears in. Sagittarius is a fire sign. It's all about bringing your inner fire, your inner excitement and glee to the fore. Do not hide your light under a bushel, as they say. And so this new moon, why not concentrate on spells that use this inner light to bring you what you want in the coming new year? It is also said that the closer the new moon is to Christmas, the 25th, the worse the winter will be. And this is quite close, so oops, get your bobble hats out and some gloves. It was also the day when you now can cut your mistletoe. So the mistletoe that you found on the 1st of December, go back to it and cut it underneath the light of this new moon. Do not use iron. Make sure you are female. You cannot be male and cut down mistletoe. That would be terrible, because mistletoe is male and needs to be handled only by female. And most importantly of all, you mustn't let mistletoe touch the ground, because it is never grounded and is always hangs in the air. Hang it in your barns, hang it in your byres. It will bring you the luck of the world with you. And lots of romance too, because you can, snog people underneath it, which is always fun. The 20th is also the day when traditionally ghosts start to walk this mortal plane. Now, they're allowed to walk between the 20th and the 25th. I'm not quite sure why it's only 5 days, but there are a lot of ghosts associated with Christmas, and people do see more ghosts around these times. If you go to a village in Shropshire, you might be surrounded by all the Earth's ghosts, because this is the place where they crown their king. The place is called Stones, and it's in Bishop's Castle, which is in Shropshire. And so I'd avoid that like the plague. If I were you don't want to go around seeing all the ghosts in the world. It'd be rather cold, I think, more than anything else. The 21st of December is this year's winter solstice. Now, of course, I'm going to be giving you a whole video all about the winter solstice for this very year, so I'm not going to go too much into it here. However, I will tell you that this is the day when your Yule log should be brought in and start to burn. It's got to last until the 5th of January or 12th night traditionally. So if you bring it in now and start burning it, basically you need a massive tree that you sort of funnel into the fireplace in bits every day. It is also the day when you can light your Christmas candle. Now, they're called Yule candles, not Christmas candles, essentially. And this should be a large candle in red, because red is, of course, protective. And this candle must be lit every evening and blown out intentionally. Do not let it be blown out by mistake, because that will just bring bad luck. The 22nd of December is the day that the sun enters the house of Capricorn. And as always, I'm going to tell you what the calendar of shepherds from 1604 says about the Capricornian man and the Capricornian woman. So the man born under Capricorn shall be angry, a fornicator, a liar, and always labouring. He shall be a governor of beasts with 4 feet, and he shall suffer much sorrow in his youth, but shall leave many goods and riches. He shall have great peril at 16 years old, and he shall be rich by women, a great conductor of maidens, and he shall live until 70 years and 4 months. That's the man. Let's see about the woman. This is me, by the way. This is me. I'm the Capricorn woman, so I'll tell you if it's true or not. The woman shall be honest and fearful, and have children of 3 men. I'm not doing very well with that at the moment. I'm not particularly fearful, and I've only got children by 1. She will do many pilgrimages in her youth, and will have great wits. She'll have great goods and pain in her eyes, and she'll be at her best estate at 30 years. Oh dear, I'm past the best. She shall live 70 years after nature. Now, funnily enough, that bit is probably true. I've often been told by fortune tellers, and something that I sort of feel myself, is that I don't think I'm going to live much longer than 70 years, which, by the way, I'm very happy with. That's fine by me. 24th of December is obviously Christmas Eve. This has got several superstitions. Most of them are Christian, so I'm just going to go over a couple of my favourites, which are sort of more pagan orientated. So today, if you bake bread, this bread will be incredibly healthful, meaning it will cure your illnesses. You can preserve this bread by making it stale and putting it into breadcrumbs, and then you can use it throughout the year. But it is very good for all sorts of ailments. Christmas Eve is also the day when something truly magical happens. In every burrow, basket, byre, or barn, upon the stroke of midnight, all animals are given the power of human speech for 1 hour only. You shouldn't go out and listen to them, though, because then you won't hear them. But you might hear them speak, just in passing. Fairies also meet at midnight at this time, particularly down mines. I'm not quite sure why they like mines, but that's where they meet. And they feast and celebrate, because this is their Yule too. I have done a pagan Christmas video. I'll put it up here for you. Do go and watch that, and it will tell you about all the traditions covering this time. And with that, we'll just move straight on to the 25th, which is Christmas Day. Now, this is a day of divination, and so we're going to observe what day of the week Christmas falls on. And I will tell you why. Because if Christmas falls on a Sunday, you will have a warm winter, a hot summer, and peace and goodwill will occur between all married folk. If it falls on a Monday, you will have a windy summer, a misty winter, and many men will die, leaving widows. So that's a bit rubbish, isn't it? If it falls on a Tuesday, you will have much snow and a wet summer, but peace will reign over all lands. On a Wednesday, winter will be hard, but summer good, and the young people and cattle will die, mostly, in this year. On Thursday, the winter will be mild and the summer abundant, but many great men will die. Now, on a Friday, winter will be neither bad nor good, but the harvest will be indifferent. And if it's on a Saturday, it will be a terrible winter with snow and cold, but a great summer. But dread war will break out in many lands. I don't know if that's true or not. I have to look back on that one. Not great though, is it? On the 27th of December, according to Adam Coles in his book on Adam in Eden, today is the day when you should eat chocolate. Now, what chocolate does for you today is cure infertility and make procreation of children possible. So, if you're struggling with infertility, you could try this. He does say that if you don't get children, it does make you fair and amiable. So, it's probably worth eating chocolate today, whatever happens. The 28th of December is Childermas, and this is the death of the innocents. This is an old Bible story where Herod, in order to try and stop the rising of the Christ King, destroyed all the children under the age of 5 or something along those lines. And it is called the massacre and slaughter of the innocents. It is therefore one of the unluckiest days of the year. So do not wear new clothes today or start any new ventures, because nothing's going to happen. I think it's best to sit inside, eat cake, chocolate and mince pies. That'll be perfectly wonderful. However, there is a tradition that you can cancel out the bad luck by sticking a fork down the foot of your bed, and this will bring you good luck. So you could try that, I suppose. And the 31st of December is, of course, New Year's Eve. Now, I have done another video all about New Year's Eve, so I'll put it up here for you if you want to go and watch that. But I do want to finish this day just saying that make sure by the 31st of December you have finished off all tasks started in the previous year. Because if you carry it over to the new year, it can carry over all the bad luck from the last year. So, finish up your tasks. And with that is my almanac. It's been great fun, this almanac series, and I will be carrying it on next year. If you would like to learn anything more, please do go to ginnymetheral.co.uk. You can subscribe to my channel there at as little as £3.50, I think it is. And this has lots of extra content. You can get on a witchcraft course, you can have one-to-one meetings with me, or join the coven. And so I will look forward to seeing you there. Otherwise, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And I hope you have a very happy Christmas, a very happy Yule. I will see you in my next video, possibly even next year.